word in the time before age, and the age before time, before the foundations of the universe had been founded, and all was held within the untangible. Therein, dwelling within the void, everything we are today, and the nothing that shall forever be. Not as we know it now, but as we cannot know anything. The void of all of nothing, and the light of all creation, dancing in harmonious discord, until the time of foretelling and the solidification of existence, when all things were made to come into form, and the first rise of the phoenix shed its first light on all of creation, and from all of creation was cast a shadow, whereby the void was risen into form, born from the absence of light. Here the light and the dark continue their dance as the second song begins to play, circling forces opposing one another, giving rise to the firmament of worlds. From their steps dragon is born, both from the strength of destruction and the wisdom of creation. Phoenix consumed by darkness, and shadow burned away by the light in a cycle of destruction and rebirth. Life risen and fallen on world after world as the dance continued across the universe. An observance of this conflict between Phoenix and Shadow, whereby worlds collapsed and burned, in wisdom Dragon turned her gaze to the life of earth, for preservation and protection from the calamity of consuming chaos. From her piercing gaze through the heavens is born Chiron in a bolt of lightning, quick in temperament and fiercely defensive of the life of the world. Observing life standing in defiance to the void, Shadow plunged itself into the earth with all malice and strife to bear down on the life of the world. Chiron stood and pierced the darkness of Shadow with blazing bolts from her spiraling horn, and Shadow was broken and spilled onto the earth, yet staining the life of the world with hatred. Phoenix halted her dance, for Shadow fell where she could not follow. The light of the universe, seeing all things, knowing that discord had prevailed over harmony, charged Phoenix with casting Shadow out of the earth, as it was her place to oppose the void. Calling up Dragon and Chiron, Phoenix compelled them to aid her in her quest to throw down Shadow. But being born of the universe, the three were forbidden of the light of the universe to travel to earth in their celestial form. To cleanse the earth, you must be of the earth, the light commanded them. In her wisdom, Dragon called to the life of the world for her guidance. She informed them, "You must be born into the earth as a creature of earth. To do this, you must step out from your celestial form, and you must each make a sacrifice of something of great value to you." Fearing the cost, but knowing the necessity of doing what was right, Phoenix stepped forward first. "Phoenix," spoke the light of the world, "from you shall be made a sacrifice of your knowledge and your place as firstborn. As you were witness to the foundations of the universe and the rise and fall of countless worlds, only what knowledge you can gain from the earth shall be yours." And the life of the world became as all the beasts of the earth, and leapt upon her, and plucked out her eyes, and carried them away from the earth, so that all she had seen would not be part of her. She was then devoured and carried to the earth to be born into a new form. Next, Dragon stepped forward, and the life of the world spoke to her. "Dragon, your greatest endowment shall be your sacrifice. The strength of your body you must lay down." As before, the life of the world became as all the beasts of the earth, and leapt upon her. They tore her right arm from her, and carried it away from the earth, so that the strength of her body would not be part of her. She was then devoured and carried to the earth to be born into new form. Finally, Chiron stepped forward, and the life of the world spoke to her. "Chiron, being born from above the earth, you shall keep your strength and your speed, for you were born to be a protector of the earth. Yet a sacrifice you must make, and it shall be your horn." And before Chiron could protest the loss of the source of her great pride, the life of the world became as all the beasts of the earth, and leapt upon her, tearing her horn from her head, and carrying it away from the earth, so that it would not be part of her. She was then devoured and carried to the earth to be born into a new form. Then the light of the universe shone down upon the life of the world, and spoke to her. "You must also go with them and guide them, for earth is yours to protect as well. As you are all forms of life on earth, so shall this be your sacrifice. You shall be divided from all life on earth, and be born into a single form." As it was spoken, her raiments became as all the beasts of the earth, and devoured her, and carried her to the earth to be born into one form. And so it came to pass that 4 daughters were born to a man and woman, who so named them: Evadia, Catherine, Lydia, and Sonia. Dragon, Phoenix, Chiron, and the life of the world had come to the earth, being born into the form of humans to dwell among mortals and throw down the shadow from this world, to continue the dance of harmonious discord. So begins the third song.